I fell in love with a boy in white sailor clothes with fresh sailor breath and strong sailor bones. He brought the sea breeze that filled my lungs and made a life jacket out of my chest, made me pray on my knees far too many times for a non-believer. I've never known loving like the loving of my sailor boy. We danced dances of people of countries he'd befriended and ate their food. He became my favorite synecdoche. I wore a compass around my neck that always pointed to the heavens. When he was away at sea, he'd tell me of the songs the waves composed on metal containers. Phone calls were always too short-lived, always too in the air, always too not precious enough to hold all that we had. So we wrote letters, back and forth. I wrote from port to port, my narrative longer than the stretches of ocean between us, and he sent me lands. He sent me the sea in lines so refined only a sailor could have written them. A look into my book of stamps would tell you I had tread the world, but only on 2 feet and with eyes that were not my own. He'd explore the oceans and patterns of constellations I'd only look at in books. And as my fingers ran over paper, feeling the dots of ink, he told me he felt the same heat I did under his feet. We're all made of stardust, he'd say, and he'd write in the words of a poet. Fill the stars I bleed into your teacup, darling. Consume me like my crevices don't burn. It is a level ground. Ice meets fire, and the ash we make will be gold. The ash we make will be gold. And as my sailor boy was to come home, I wore the colors of the beach. I wore seashells in my hair, sand and salt slipping from under my feet. Sand and salt slipping from under my feet. My footprints vanished like I was never there, and the tint of the sky changed to solid color like he did not need it to come home. Even the lighthouse couldn't spot his high white flag now. Ships leave home, ships come back, and sometimes ships get lost at sea. The anchor in your throat then becomes the only tangible proof to say there was once a man that you loved. My tears melt away into the dewy air. Silly girl, I tell myself. Everybody knows sailor boys don't come back.